Former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, who resigned in 2021 amid a sexual harassment scandal, announced in a video message on Saturday he will be running for New York City mayor. NewsNation's Alicia Nieves is live outside Gracie Mansion. That is the New York City mayor's official residence with the latest. Alicia, we have been hearing rumblings about this for quite some time. Now it's official. What do we know?
Yeah, official based on that 17-minute video that the former governor released announcing his candidacy for mayor here in New York City. We know based on that video that he believes that he can restore and revive New York City to kind of a brighter Big Apple, if you will, while also notably kind of trying to revive his own political star power, right? Redeem his legacy, if you will. Remember, just before 11 women accused him of sexual harassment and before the controversy around potentially undercounting nursing home deaths during the pandemic, he was one of the most popular governors in the country. He was praised for the way that he helped New York City initially handle one of the largest outbreaks of COVID-19 in the country. And the former governor was able to work with the Trump administration during that initial phase of the pandemic. At times, as we all recall, he had to take a strong stance against Trump's handling of the pandemic. His political star power was pretty immense. I mean, many saw him as a future president one day, or at least a presidential candidate one day. But it certainly was the era of the Me Too movement, if you will. And those sexual harassment accusations were a bit of the nail in the coffin, if you will. Now, the former governor actually acknowledged some of his controversy in that campaign announcement video. Here's what he had to say.
Did I always do everything right in my years of government service? Of course not. Would I do some things differently, knowing what I know now? Certainly. Did I make mistakes? Some painfully? Definitely. And I believe I learned from them and that I am a better person for it.
And so with that, some time, of course, has passed. There also seems to be a more favorable kind of political environment, if you will, for the former governor to run for mayor or for office again. And you have to acknowledge that Mayor Adams right now, he is particularly vulnerable. Adams has been embattled in controversy, particularly the last few months. Just last September, he was indicted on corruption and bribery charges. And you fast forward to now, we've been covering this. His loyalty to the city, that has been under further scrutiny as the Trump administration's DOJ suddenly kind of, dismissed the mayor's criminal charges. And then Adams equally suddenly started to work with the Trump administration and ICE officials to apprehend illegal migrants, a historical 180, if you will, for this sanctuary city. So, Andrew Cuomo seemingly addressing the perceived quid pro quo with the Trump administration in that 17-minute video that I mentioned a moment ago, throwing the first political punch, if you will, of the campaign. And in that video, he said, quote, "I will work for you, not the politicians and not the special interests." Again, kind of jabbing at that perceived quid pro quo, if you will, between the Adams administration and Trump right now.
And it's been less than 24 hours since Andrew Cuomo made the announcement, but people are already responding. What are they saying?
Yeah, to your point there, it's been less than 24 hours, but the rumor mill, if you will, has been running for weeks. And it's actually grown in popularity in terms of Cuomo running for mayor and potentially taking the mayoral seat, if you will, this upcoming November. Our sister affiliate station here in New York City, Pix 11, along with Emerson College and The Hill, actually ran a poll. And in that poll, it showed that Cuomo is the favorite for the Democratic primary. Obviously, though, one person not in favor for his campaign, if you will, is current Mayor Adams. Here's a bit of what he had to say, particularly when the rumor mill was running that Cuomo was going to run.
There's a lot of time to June. I talked to before, Andrew Yang leading me by double digits, in February. And we saw what happened. We're not calling Andrew Yang mayor. We're saying Eric Adams is mayor.
Yeah, so another punch back there showing that the race to lead one of the most powerful cities in the country going to likely continue to be contentious and certainly make national headlines, Hena.
Yeah, despite this being in New York City, this is definitely a race the entire country will be watching. Alicia Nieves live in front of Gracie Mansion. Thank you.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.